Ragnarok Zero Global, it's a game, alright, it has classes, alright, but which one is the best one? Let's find out in today's video. So I gathered all the classes and I decided, okay, let's rank them from a scale of 0 porings to 5 porings, 5 being the better score, based on their fun and engaging gameplay, their complexity versus their difficulty, how they scale in solo play and how they play overall, the party play, class RP, PvP fun, MVP prowess, and of course, last but not least, their looks. Looks are important. Now a little disclaimer, if you don't like my ranking, you're allowed to not like it, I don't care. You can go make your own if you want to go for the extreme process of thinking and formulating words and making a video and all that stuff. You go be my guest. Now let's start with the priest, right? So the fun gameplay and the engaging gameplay, I'm gonna give them 5 porings out of 5. Why? Because you get a lot of buttons to press and your buttons actually do some things and people like you being around, so that makes for a fun gameplay in my opinion when your buttons do things, right? Your skills are interesting. You got 3 builds at least, all of them are really cool. I think the complexity is a 4 porings out of 5. The complexity is definitely well adjusted towards the difficulty of playing the characters. It's not too difficult and it's not too complex while being too difficult. I think it's a very good balance what they did there. Unfortunately, in terms of solo play, I'm gonna give them 2 porings out of 5. Like compared to the other classes, it would be an injustice to kind of give them a higher ranking right there. If in Ragnarok Zero Global we had, I don't know, access to Adoramus or something like that, like solo play would be much more fun for me, but just having to rely on Magnus Exorcismus, even though it hits every single monster, is not for me, and auto-attacking Duple Light is just not for me. I don't like them in solo play. I don't know, I feel like they excel a lot better with a party play. They make you, like your party, they excels with the priest in it, and the priest excels with the party in it. So it's like a both win-win situation. That's gonna get 4 porings out of 5 for me. In terms of class RP, definitely 5 porings out of 5. Like it doesn't get any more roleplay than you being the priest of Odin in the world of Ragnarok Online and Ragnarok Zero Global. I mean, what else is there to add really? PvP fun, honestly, I don't really like playing them in PvP. Because you kind of just like boiled down to like casting Lex Eterna on people for the most part and like maybe a couple of other buffs. Not my type of gameplay, but I understand if you do kind of enjoy it, you know. But yeah, again, this list is subjective. If you don't like it, go make your own. MVP prowess, I think it's a 5 out of 5. Like definitely the party excels in hunting MVPs whenever there's a priest around. Like it makes the whole thing a lot easier, right? And last but not least, the looks. I think priests look fantastic. The second job looks great. It only gets better from there, but as it is, the second job looks great. And that's about it. So the tally score for the priest is 32 porings, and let's move on to the next one. Performers, so the dancers and the bards. Now in Ragnarok Zero Global, just like in every other version of Ragnarok and Ragnarok Online, everybody wants those guys in the party. However, to me, their gameplay isn't that fun at all. Like, they sounded really cool on paper, I think, when they made them, but the gameplay turned out to be kind of bland. Like, you're just standing there casting buffs. And maybe, now that, you know, Ragnarok Zero Global brought those skill reworks and all that stuff, maybe you're gonna cast some arrow slings in the meantime, which actually are gonna do damage right now, which is kind of cool. So next up, the complexity. I don't think they're well balanced. The complexity is not there. It looks complex, but it's not. Okay, you got like 3 buffs that you're gonna use, that's it, right? And 1 attack button. Woohoo. Solo play wise, it's like a Wars Hunter. I don't know, that's what it feels like. Maybe with like auto-casting Arrow Vulcan later on, if we get that, that's gonna change. But so far, to me, not a very engaging play. I don't think they excel very much compared to the other classes. There's like better choices if you want to be a solo player. Now, party play, of course, you make your party a lot better with your dances and with your songs, but does the party really make you better? I don't know. You're just kind of standing there. When you're playing with a party, you don't really do stuff. Maybe sling an arrow too, that's it, right? Class RP, as I said, they sounded good on paper in my opinion, but they never made them happen. As in Gravity never made them happen. I think the class could have been expanded a bit more, and I think they did that with like the introduction of the third jobs and then the fourth jobs, which, you know, kind of introduced a lot more depth into the class. But as it stands, Ragnarok Zero Global will not get those. So dancers and bards, class RP kinda meh. PvP fun, also kinda meh in the middle. Like, they're cool, like you're actually gonna be annoying a lot of people and doing things in PvP, which is important, especially as a dancer. You get to debuff your enemies and that's kinda cool. I like that, but again, it's not like super fun to me. MVP prowess, it's pretty much the same situation like party play. It's just that your damage doesn't really matter. That's what I expect. I don't expect the damage to matter that much. like when there's an assassin in the party, you're just gonna be there to like increase his decrease his aftercast delay, and that's about it, right? Looks wise, I think they look great. They're fun, they're unique. Both of the classes, they definitely look the part. Class score of 24 points, and let's move on. Now, Alchemists, definitely fun gameplay and fun and engaging gameplay. Not only do you have your homunculus, but also your skills do stuff. You get to press a lot of buttons, and every one of those buttons actually does something different and something interesting, so that's fun. The complexity to difficulty balance is definitely there. It's like 3 out of 5 points in my opinion. Solo play-wise, they're really good. I think it's 4 out of 5 points. Like, your skills got improved, but you also got like an improved homunculus, which makes the whole thing a lot more fun and not really dependent on all these potions that you create. So yeah, definitely 4 out of 5 in my opinion. Party play, you make your party definitely better. The party definitely makes you better, especially if you get a bard in it. Class RP, I think it's 5 out of 5 points for sure. I mean, when you're playing the Alchemist, you're feeling like an Alchemist. PvP fun, 5 out of 5. Like, the class just destroys PvP, right? MVP prowess, same thing, just destroys MVPs. And you got your own tank, so even without a party, you're doing really well, most likely, right? The looks, not gonna lie, I don't really like the way the class looks. I think it could have been like developed better. Like, creators, okay, creators look really cool, but Alchemists as they stand, not so much. 3 out of 5. 33 point score, and let's move on. Now, Gravity somehow managed to make a class with half of their trees being passive and useless skills still seem kind of fun, and that's the Blacksmiths. In my opinion, they definitely have a fun gameplay. Like, you're smashing things with a huge hammer or with a huge axe when you're on steroids, with power thrust and with weapon perfection and adrenaline rush, all that stuff. Like, I think that makes for a fun gameplay. And you got your cart, which you can actually use to damage stuff for things. Very fun. And then you have this like a complete opposite of that build, which is the forger build. That's kind of very interesting, very engaging in my opinion. 4 out of 5 points. Complexity wise, 3 out of 5 points in my opinion. The balance is there, but could be improved in my opinion. There's too many passives. It just kind of feels inconsequential to your build. Solo play wise, I think they're 4 out of 5 points. Like, you can definitely handle yourself. And in Ragnarok Zero Global, when we're gonna get, and if we're gonna get the axe tornadoes, all that stuff, right? They're gonna be bumped into probably 5 out of 5 points. For now, as it stands, from what I know, 4 out of 5 in my opinion. And let's move on. Party play, 3 out of 5. You don't really bring that much to the party. I mean, power thrust is cool, sure. Adrenaline, maybe, sure. Weapon perfection, I mean, how often is that really gonna matter, to be honest? Like, it does matter, but not so much, right? Class RP, 3 out of 5. It does feel like you're playing a blacksmith when you're forging stuff, but it doesn't really feel like you're playing a blacksmith when you're not forging stuff. So yeah, class RP could have definitely been improved. PvP fun, I don't think there are that much fun in PvP. Maybe when you got like your card termination going, they could be fun. For me, myself, not so much. Like, there are other more complex classes that do more fun things, right? Your skills actually do stuff. MVP prowess, I don't know, it may be kind of weird, but I think they're 4 out of 5. Especially with like card termination and then like axe tornado, all that stuff. I think they could be very cool. I always liked trying different weird things, and like farming MVPs with card termination was fun, but I wonder how that's gonna play out with MVPs in Ragnarok Zero Global, with them being kind of tanky, so to speak. Looks, 5 out of 5. No question here. Total tally, 29 points out of 40. Not too bad. Let's move on. Now, wizards. It's hard to make wizards not fun. The gameplay is definitely there. It's engaging, it's fun. You got all different abilities, different elements to handle. AoE, single targets, like supportive kind of spells, like walls. Very fun, engaging gameplay, especially if you like complexity. Complexity of the class itself is 3 out of 5 in my opinion. It's a good balance, but not too great, right? Solo play, definitely 4 out of 5. You got access to Napalm Vulcan in Ragnarok Zero Global, which kind of makes the whole thing better. Plus, if you're a skilled mage player, you're like definitely gonna rock every single area that you're in, right? Party play, you bring a lot to the party brings a lot to you, so 5 out of 5 points. Class RP, 3 out of 5. I don't really see the RP that much. I mean, it could have been expanded upon, like with warlocks, with spell books. It got there eventually, but not as it is right now. PvP fun, I kind of like them. 4 out of 5 points because it's fun to cast Stormgust on people. MVP wise, definitely worth it, definitely worth trying. 4 out of 5 in my opinion. From what I've seen on Taiwan Zero, people are doing MVPs with wizards. It's really cool, especially in the instance versions. Looks wise, I don't really like the way they look, so 3 out of 5. No, I mean, it's kind of in the middle. The wizard dresses, so the females, they look kind of better in my opinion than the guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe, you know, if we get other sprites, I'm gonna change my mind, but just the second job sprite, not really my thing. Overall tally, 30 pourings. Now a class that's very dear to my heart, the monks, which have a 4 out of 5 pourings, fun gameplay and engaging gameplay in my opinion. Like, you're actually having to press buttons is kind of cool, having to time them so much is not. So complexity is 2 out of 5 pourings. I think it's far too complex for what it is. Sura got away with all that stuff in a much better way, but unfortunately monks not so much. Maybe we're gonna get some changes to it, I don't know. Solo play wise, 4 out of 5 definitely. In my opinion, they can handle their own. They could be a lot better, but you know, 4 out of 5 still. Like, you're doing stuff. Party play, party makes you stronger. A lot of the times you make the party stronger. You can tank for it and you can DPS for it, so that's important. You can play 2 roles. Class RP is definitely there. It could be a little bit improved in my opinion as it went further on as the game progressed back in the day, but as the monk stands, it's 4 out of 5 pourings. PvP fun, 4 out of 5, for sure, not gonna lie. Like, it's kind of fun to Azura people from time to time, but it could be nerfed as well, just saying. MVP prowess, obviously 5 out of 5 pourings. Like, definitely you bring a lot to the party. The looks, 4 out of 5 pourings. I think monks look cool. Like the males could be a bit better, but yeah, as it is, 31 pourings out of 40. Another very close to my heart class, which is the Rogue. I think the Rogue has 5 out of 5 fun gameplay and engaging gameplay. The class RP also enforces that. You got different builds, different styles to those builds. You can go with daggers, you can go with bows, you can go with backstab, you can focus more on raid, you can go with auto ganking. It all kind of works together. And still, you have like half of your skill tree that's useless, and it doesn't really matter that it's useless because the buttons that you do have to press are kind of cool and they make the game really, really cool and interesting. Complexity-wise, I think it's well balanced. You don't really need to think that much about the class, but then again, it also isn't very much brain dead. So I think it's a very, very like much 4 out of 5 pourings. Solo play-wise, 4 out of 5 pourings. You can do a lot of things. It really, like the way that Rogue works in Ragnarok Zero Global is definitely nice and definitely powerful. I really like them from what I've seen. And party play wise, unfortunately, I'm gonna rate them at 3 out of 5 pourings, simply because what you bring to the table really for a party is just raids. And raids is just, and you know, a lot at the same time. Raid or Sightless Mind increases the damage done to the monster by 30% from all sources. So you're just there to kind of increase everybody else's damage, which is a lot, but it would be nice to also deal your own damage, you know? Just saying. Class RP, 4 out of 5. Like, when you're playing a rogue, you kind of do feel like a rogue, but yeah, it's kind of missing something. I don't know what is it. Shadow Chasers later make it a lot better, but rogues, I don't know, it's kind of missing something. PvP wise, I think they're very fun to play. Like, it's very cool. You can actually do damage a little bit, but you also have a lot of skills that kind of make people annoyed, and that's kind of my thing from time to time. MVP wise, as I said, 2 out of 5. You do stuff in party, sure, but you know, as I mentioned before, it's really just raiding. When you're playing just in a leveling party, you can definitely help out a lot, because raid is actually an overpowered skill in my opinion, but MVP wise not so much. Looks wise, 5 out of 5. I mean, do you really want to discuss that? 31 pourings out of 40. Now, Gravity's favorite child, the Assassin class, in my opinion, is not very fun to play. I mean, it's good, it's powerful, but it's kind of doesn't have this engaging gameplay that you think it would have on the surface when you're thinking about an assassin, right? The complexity is definitely not there. It's like in the middle. It's nice enough that you don't have to really think about it, but also not nice enough because I kind of want to think more about it because I'm playing an assassin. Solo play, definitely very strong. Like, assassins are 4 out of 5 points for sure. Very, very strong. In terms of party play, you don't really bring anything else to the party except for your damage, which is cool if you like that, but I kind of like classes that bring a lot more than, you know, just damage. So you make the party stronger, the party makes you stronger as well, but it's a decent balance. 3 out of 5. Class RP, as I said, you could be something else. It could be better. It's 3 out of 5. You think of an assassin, you want to play an assassin, but then you make one, and it doesn't really feel like an assassin. It just feels like a glorified guy with 2 cutters that kind of deals a lot of damage, and that's really about it. Like, you know, the rogues have more skills that feel assassin-y than the assassin does, at least to me. I don't know, maybe the poisons could be improved, you know, just saying. PvP fun, definitely fun for PvP. Like, strong classes are always fun for PvP. It does the damage, it does the job, it does what it's like designed to do. I don't know about War of Imperium, I'm just saying PvP. MVP prowess, I think MVP prowess is gonna be 4 out of 5 in Ragnarok Zero Global, simply because of what I've seen in Taiwan Zero. The looks, 3 out of 5. I don't really like them that much. I don't really like the way they look. Like, when I think assassin, I don't think, oh, here's the guy that stands out in the crowd like a sore thumb. I just think, okay, an assassin, a guy that I don't know what he looks like, he's gonna get me from the back when I'm not seeing it. And I mean, I understand they had to make them look distinguishable from the crowd because that's the name of the game, kind of, when you're making classes, but at the same time they make them so like out of the box that they kind of just don't feel assassiny anymore. They just kind of feel cringy. I don't know, 27 porings. Next up, the knights. Gameplay wise, I don't know, it's not very engaging, but it's at the same time not super stupid. I kinda like them, 3 out of 5. Complexity wise, however, 2 out of 5 porings. It's a little bit too little complex. It could be more complex for me to feel like I'm playing a knight, you know what I mean? It's not too difficult, but it's like too simple. Solo play, 5 out of 5. Like, the knights can definitely handle their own everywhere. You got your mount, that makes the whole, like, a whole different game simply because you have a mount, right? Party play, you bring a lot to the party also brings a lot to you, but you know, it doesn't get 5 out of 5 points, it gets 4 out of 5 points. Like, I feel like it gets better with other classes. However, class RP, you're only getting 1 point out of 5. I mean, I'm making a knight, and I feel like I'm playing a warrior. Those are two different things. I was kind of expecting when the game released so many years ago that the knights would be feeling more like 90, you know, 90, so to speak. I don't know, is that a word? Knight-y? Well, the adjective from knight, right? More honor, more, I don't know, knight-related topics, more kingdom-related topics within the skills. I don't know, the flavor is not there in my opinion. PvP fun, 3 out of 5. They're not bad. I've had fun in them, like with them in PvP, but you know, I also had more fun with other classes. MVP prowess definitely strong for MVP parties. You know, you bring Pierce to the party, that's already a lot. Pierce is a very nice spammable skill that does a lot of damage. The looks, I think they look great. I think that, not gonna lie, they look 5 out of 5 for me. The pekos are great, the armors are there, even if you're not on a peko, you're also looking badass. I think they're very cool. 27 porings. Hunters, very cool boys and girls with very straightforward and kind of engaging gameplay, 3 out of 5. Complexity wise, they're 2 out of 5. They're a little bit too simple, like it's too simple to use them. Everything about them is just, it feels kind of simple, which is not a good thing. Solo play, 5 out of 5 in my opinion. They're definitely excelling in that. I mean, do I really need to explain that much? Party play, you do bring a lot to the party and the party brings a lot to you, not gonna lie, 4 out of 5 porings. Class RP, definitely 5 out of 5. It's one of those classes that they managed to like spot on, make me feel like I'm actually playing a hunter. The flavor of the skills is there, you get your own falcon, like how cool is that, right? PvP fun, not gonna lie, don't like them in PvP, 2 out of 5, never like them, never will like them in PvP probably. MVP prowess, 3 out of 5. For the party MVP, maybe you're doing stuff, you know, but compared to the other classes, you're probably not doing that much. The looks, I think hunters look great, debate me on that, even the male hunter looks great, the sniper looks great, every class for the hunter, the second, the third, the fourth, they all look great. 29 porings. Sages. Don't really have a lot nice to say about Sages. I don't like them overall. I don't think the gameplay is fun. Like, the skills are there, but they're, number one, they're too complex. There's too many of them. They do too many different things. It's just like hard for me to wrap my head around it even till this day. The gameplay really boils down to nothing. You're just hitting things with a book. It doesn't look like a fun gameplay to me. Solo play, never really felt like playing them. 3 out of 5 at best. I try to kind of give them some points somewhere. However, for party play, I understand they're very, very good. Doesn't matter what you're doing, right? They're very good. 5 out of 5 points for sure. Class RP, I don't know what a sage is supposed to be. It feels like it was thought about, but it also feels like it wasn't. Like, I understand it was difficult for them to come up with a counterpart to the wizard class, but they kind of, I don't know what they went with it. Like, I don't know, 3 out of 5 porings. PvP fun, I tried some sages in PvP, I don't find them fun in PvP. I know some people love them, especially playing professors, and they're very annoying to play against, I understand that, but for me they're 3 out of 5. MVP prowess also, 3 out of 5. You're there to cast Land Protector. What else are you doing? Maybe be an SP battery. Well, big whoop. Not a very fun gameplay. The looks, professors look cool, sages don't look cool. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. 29 porings. Last but not least, Crusaders, the Holy Crusaders of Rune Midgard. Fun gameplay? I don't know, it's about 3 out of 5. It's quite an engaging gameplay. It can be, but that's the thing, it can be. It isn't very much always an engaging gameplay, so I'm just leaving it out there. I think complexity-wise, they're balanced very well. 4 out of 5 points for sure. Solo play, I feel like they're lacking, but I feel like that's okay because they're not meant to be the leading solo play class. So 3 out of 5 points. You can make it happen for sure, especially in Ragnarok Zero Global, where you can use rapid smiting as you're, you know, damaging ability, but like you're really excelling in party play. You bring a lot to the party. You bring your devotion, you bring your gospel, you bring your shield buffs. You know, it's very, very nice thing to do for the party if you like playing a supportive class, and the party also brings a lot to you. They improve your, you know, lack of damage. Class RP is definitely there. 4 out of 5 points. I feel like definitely I'm playing a holy warrior that actually does things, and it's 4 out of 5 points for me. PvP fun, same thing for the same reason. Like, I feel like I'm playing a tank that comes in and actually hits people with a heavy shield. I like that idea. MVP prowess, I mean, you're there to cast devotion, right? I mean, let's not kid ourselves. So that's why it's 3 out of 5 in my opinion. Looks wise, it's 4 out of 5. They look very cool. Very, very cool. I just don't really like the way that the Grand Peko looks like, and that's about it. Overall, 30 points for me. Alright, and that's my rating, and that's my ranking. I understand that in a perfect world, we would now take all those ratings and apply weights to them, as I believe, you know, the looks are not nearly as important as the fun and the engaging gameplay that the character provides, right? But yeah, I just wanted to give like a short review on all of these classes. I think it's cool to do this type of stuff. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment for the algorithm, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, tell me I'm stupid, all that good stuff. Remember, you can become a member of the channel. You can also become a guild member for MidgardHub.com. There's a button on MidgardHub.com. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully at the release of Ragnarok Zero Global.